Whatever, like that whole improvisation.
We've taken off.
Got it.
Then you go and then
You're talking about a departure.
Departure, yeah.
See, he's playing chord. Look at him. Look at his style. I should learn this style.
Yeah, I'm playing guitar to play.
So basically, আমরা এটাকে তিন ভাগে ভাগ করছি তো one is the nomtom, one is the bandish, then third is after you take it off from the antara onward, and then you build it up totally in an instrumental way with the three of them, with the two of them, and then the tihai way. Tihai and that groove type.
Right.
I just thought I'll ask you that when you learn from a performer, like there's one thing that you learn from a guru who's not predominantly a performer always, but then you learn from a performer and then you have learned from a few of them, starting from Kaku of course, and then a few of them whose styles have been iconic. And then how difficult or easy or natural it is to develop your own signature style.
I think style is nothing but a realization of who you are. You get a style of your own when you start becoming comfortable under your skin. That's how simple
So
it
how
is.
do you start? You start by playing like them and then in the process you find your space, or how is
It's just like how a kid learns how to talk. See, first the kid learns how to talk from the parents. Then the kid goes to school and starts listening to all other kids, teachers, everybody. And slowly when the kid gets exposed to a larger world out there, he or she watches movies and various movies or from various parts of the world, or interacts with various people from various parts of the world. Then slowly you start imbibing a little bit of everything that resonates with you, till it sort of all sort of becomes a mishmash in your own mind. And as I said, once you start becoming comfortable under your own skin and becoming comfortable with who you are, that point comes at different times in different people's lives. Then you slowly start making a musical statement which is your belief system in that moment. Start, replace it.
So we take from there. Where I said it, कान में खटक रहे ना, वहाँ से चलते हैं. ओटर पड़े, that long phrase that
मुझे दरकार नहीं, हमरा डांडिक बारी करो. You are keeping a 4 का count ना?
देखो beginning तो ठीक नहीं.
हमरा when she is doing that you take the kit, no? Or first you want to take the Djembe? Actually, with the bandish, you should take the Djembe, right?
I
First.
think so, yeah. I think so.
And then layer it with the kit.
একটা কাজ করি. We do the nomtom alap separately with the kit.
Yeah.
Cut it. With the Djembe, we do the composition.
Yeah.
হ্যাঁ beginning
Only Nomtom Alapta যেখানে শেষ হবে, that leading into this.
Nomtomalap is the jod.
yeah
In 4/4.
yeah 4/4 और 4/4 का जैसे end in my head I'll do it like an ad-lib end which is like your cue to start the group, the 7/4
Yeah, he's
So
and
end of the
after he
Jora.
starts you build it up
yeah.
properly, you have your time to build it up and then we get into the composition. But then how do we get into the composition with them building it up in the kick?
We're only building it up like 4 bars or so, like not too long.
Let them do till the build up.
So from what you've just said, then it's a process of continuous change, you mean? Because as human beings we change, and then finding your own expression would mean different expressions at different times and phases of your lives.
Absolutely, it's a very developmental process, and it as I said, it makes you who you are. You will get a lot of cross currents, ripples, etc. But as I said, that's why I use the word belief system. At a certain point in your life, I think you start believing in something musically, and slowly you sort of drop anchor there, and then you stay there, pretty much there. You can still change, but I think beyond a certain age in your life you drop anchor. But I mean, a good musician or an evolving musician is always going to be ready to go and explore new shores, and there will be influences which will make them who they are. But I mean, to come back to your original question, in my personal experience, because I have studied from various masters, including your father.
I was
Pandit
coming to
Ajay
it
Chakraborty ji.
on a different context, but yeah, I'll come to it.
Yeah, so anyway, so I've studied from all these performers who have, what I studied from my father was to a large extent, the Senia Maihar style of playing. And how I studied from him, a lot of it was what he taught me in terms of compositions or, stylistic interpretations of compositions. But then also a lot of it was anecdotes and stories from Pandit Nikhil Banerjee.
That actually makes your belief system.
That actually made my belief system, and I was vicariously learning from the masters. Of course, I had a great opportunity of learning from Ali Akbar Khan Sahib himself, in the true Guru Shishya Parampara, where he would actually pay me money to buy groceries, etc.
That's awesome.
So all those little things become part of your belief system. It is not only a note or a phrase that you learn, but there are things that he said about music which I never understood in that time, but later on. So those influences sort of stay with you. They build associations in your mind, and when you intensely think about something, when you're really trying to, you cannot sit and think, oh, I'm going to make my own style, how do I, because music happens in the moment, and in that moment the hard disk of your mind is processing every little bit of memory that it has, every little bit of musical
Very
memory.
nicely put.
Yeah,
Very,
it is
very nicely put.
processing it and making something out of it, and you have no time to think. Your processor is coming out with a musical phrase and throwing it out to the audience, and I believe one day it becomes your own phrase, where every voice that you have heard becomes one little crystal of sugar and just comes out.
Amazing. Now coming to this kid. This is really a kid. So how would you, if I ask the same question to you, how would you say that, would you, in your opinion, would you think that you have found that space of your own, or would you think that you're still working on the influences, still kind of internalizing them, and then the process of,
finding who you are musically is still kind of in the process. Well,
And this is just considering your age, not your musical brilliance, of course. There, you're not at all a kid.
no, very much a kid in all walks of life, and obviously I'm just not even out of the egg yet. Technically, I'm not even qualified to be answering such a question. But obviously, there's all experiences matter, and what I have been taught is by my guru is that even non-musical experiences to a great extent affect your music and affect your playing, and one must be open to all things in life, musical and otherwise. And that is just what I'm trying to ingrain in myself. Obviously, I've just started, and it's listening to the music of great masters like y'all, and to have the opportunity to actually sit here with y'all is a very important part of that process for me as a musician and as a person.
Getting to the point of what kind of masters you've heard, because that is from the family.
The ones that are out of the egg. We are still in the egg as well.
Yeah. What follows immediately after this, what you've said, is like when you're under the umbrella of names that kind of holds all of us together. Your
Yes.
family, the names that are the parts of your family. They come from your family. They are they are music personified as we see them. They're gods.
Right.
So how easy or difficult do you think it's going to be to find Shikhar?
Well, this is an interesting question because I get asked this a lot. But the thing is,
Because I get asked this question a lot.
But that's the thing that what I've always been taught, and even when I've had a few sessions with my uncle, then also the same thing has been repeated that. I'm totally aware of the legacy and the background that I'm blessed, and the family that I'm blessed to have been born in. But what they have constantly told me is to not consciously think about who all have come in my family and done and what they've done, or what they're doing and what more they're going to do. What I've always been taught is to just keep going on the path that I'm already on, keep focusing on my own self and my own improvement, without consciously reminding myself of people have a lot of expectations because of the background that one comes from. And because what they have taught me is that as long as I take care of my playing, the legacy will take care of itself. When we start our section, that time I'll cut off the Djembe.
वो आप ड्रम पे करो
ताकि नहीं तो clash हो जाएगा
because तिहाई में भी ड्रम किट ही रहना है. So जहाँ पे भी आपका ट्रेड्स खत्म होगा ना, we'll go into the तिहाई. So two of you,
Why don't we do a build up instead of a solo?
you do a सवाल जवाब instead of us doing a सवाल जवाब. You almost like do trades, don't do like a सवाल जवाब, but do trades.
Like we are doing. It's not like Sawal Jawab, but we're trying to complement each other. Following the thought process basically.
Yeah, correct. So once your trades are over, now wherever your trades are ending, we'll go straight to the tihai.
Yeah.
Re ga ma pa dha pa ma ga re sa ni sa sa.
We can do that.
Da 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 da.
Nice in the end.
Got it. Da 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 da. But नहीं, I wanted to take it down to the groove.
अच्छा उसके बाद है कुछ तो
और उसको फिर हम धीरे से
fading it out.
हाँ.
These days I like that.
We can't have.
Actually, Purbayan uncle is going to electrify our voice a lot in that.
हो गया पहली बार पूर्वायन अंकल आ गया.
Kaushiki auntie, please,
नहीं.
please, entire thing.
You don't call me auntie, right?
Shikhar session.
You change the name of the track. You go
But
back
मेरे
home.
phone पे I have saved.
वो तो मैं कितने मैं तो
इतनी बार बोल चुका है 3
No, because see,
कैमरे
the
में हो
thing is
चुका है,
what, the
अभी
thing
क्या?
is what, अभी बचपन से एक दिमाग में बैठ गया ना, अभी फॉर एग्जांपल
फिर आंटी बोलना चाहिए था,
मैं
फिर तो
मैं अभी
मतलब ऐसे कैसे?
कल से ताऊ को जाकिर भाई थोड़ी ना बोलना शुरू कर सकता
हाँ,
हूँ.
नहीं हो सकता.
Footages that you guys need to keep, huh, Rishi?
But I always thought of you also as auntie only. I mean,
No,
now
why?
हाँ, ये बात है. चलो, अभी तो कोई तो मिला.
नहीं, but genuinely
नहीं,
I
बेचारी
did.
को
अच्छा,
पता है
you
ना.
don't have to call her Kaushiki auntie, just say auntie.
No,
That's better, no?
No, but then I thought since there's such an issue, what if I say Didi instead?
That's good.
And this it sounds a little non-classical. It sounds like a progression rather than a 3 high.
ठीक है. चलो, let's record. Let's see.